Good morning, Patriots. Man, I said this before. It's like that intro music puts me to sleep, or makes me want to be on the beach with pina coladas and naked women. Oop! I said it again. I'm going to get in trouble again. I got in trouble for saying that last time. So someone who's not on the beach with naked girls is Chris Cordani. Good morning, Chris.
Oh, no, not me. And besides, just like high school, all these naked girls apparently had headaches. There must have been some epidemic going around back then.
So what? Look, you and I are. I just say we're pretty well connected to the rock and roll community, right? I mean, the
Yeah, I
good
suppose.
guys, not
Yes.
not the twisted knuckleheads, but why Cherie, Jack Hughes, the guy from Come On Eileen, which I don't want to talk about. I should have said that.
There's a lot of them.
Pixies, Midnight Runners.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why do we have this elevator intro music? Is that did the evil overlord? Good morning, Ed. Evil overlord force us to do that?
There used to be another one that was kind of like little more newsy. We'll have to find. I guess it depends on what we have the rights to.
Yeah, I feel like I want to go hang out with Jimmy Buffett, even though he's dead.
Oh, that's the thing. It makes you feel like you want. It's actually more like Michael Bolton. How about that?
That's right. Weekend at Ernie's, right? All over
Ooh,
again. Weekend at
Ernie.
well, Joe Biden looked like he was stuffed in a suit for Easter. Just saying. I don't want to. I'm opening this door and I shouldn't, because people are going to start talking about it. We don't want to talk about this. But yeah, that was kind of like creepy. Everybody else is like in their like Easter finest, and Joe's in a suit. It's like, one of these things does not match the others. Just saying. I remember that from Sesame Street. So
They're in their Sunday go meetings.
yeah, tell me, Chris, do you hang out in a suit and tie at family events? Yeah, do you do that?
I like to suit up. I'm one to suit up. As a matter of fact, if I had my choice, I'd be if I didn't get up so early before this, I'd probably have a suit and tie on right now. There we go.
Someone the other day, I don't know who it was. Oh, it was here on the show. Someone was shocked because I had to go up and I have shorts on. It's like, what do you think I wear around the house? For God's sake, at least I have pants on, unlike Jeffrey Toobin. I mean, God.
Oh, hey-o.
Hey-o.
Jeffrey Toobin.
I still think CNN, Lubin with Toobin, co-starring with Hunter Biden. That is ratings gold, Chris. I don't know how they never got that show off the ground. I mean,
they could make a car show. They can actually have a car show and call it Lubin with Toobin.
Sponsored by Johnson's Baby Oil. Man, oh man, that would be a great show.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
And they could have had like P. Diddy on as their first guest.
Yeah, then that'll be sponsored by George's Gerbil Factory.
That's right.
Gerbil Mill. That's it. George's Gerbil Mill.
That's right. The no gerbil left behind. Oh my God, we're off to a great start. By the way, we have not joking, because obviously that's our job to tell jokes and inform you. We have someone who informs all of us every day, quite well, I might add. Chris Ruddy, my boss, at least for now. My boss, Chris Ruddy, is coming on, the CEO of Newsmax, the new improved publicly traded Newsmax. Rush out and buy stock now. Supplies are limited. They kind of are. So yeah. Anyway, so Chris is coming on. Is that it? Is that our guest today?
Yeah, Chris will be on around 9:30. That's the plan. That's what we have here.
Yeah, you know how it is with these CEO types. It's tough to get them on.
Well, we had a lot of fun talking.
We got CEOing to do. Huh?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun talking with Stephen Gardner, by the way, yesterday.
Oh yeah, I really appreciate. Shout out to Steve. Thanks for coming on the show. Steve is going to promote his appearance on our show on his show. So, as I said, Stephen is just a down to earth. I just want to know the truth. I don't think he was fundamentally a conservative to begin with. I don't even know if he considers himself. I don't want to put words in his mouth. I'm not sure if he considers himself a conservative, but I can tell you that he is just really common sense. And a lot of the people here where I live in my community love him. I mean, I'm not joking. I will literally just be walking in the store. Hey, Colonel Shaffer, man, I just saw you on Stephen Gardner's show last week. What a great interview. It's like, so everybody here in Middle America, people love him. So
Well, hopefully they'll be saying to Steve, "Hey, I saw you on Tony Shaffer's show today," so we'll be
Yeah.
pretty pleased as well.
Well, Ed Henry's show that Tony Schaefer's and Chris are co-hosting. So yeah,
Cool thing. We're doing that that
that's a
tonight.
lot of words though. Hey, I saw you on Ed Henry's show.
There we go. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like the Seinfeld episode where Jerry had the purse, but he kept calling it a European leather carryall, and somebody stole it. Somebody stole my European leather carryall. The guys ran away by the time he even got the words out. But anyway, another story for another day. I was saying
that's
something.
right.
Something I point out. I was talking about this last or yesterday's episode, where the deep state is going to continue to fight, whether it be here or in Western Europe. And look what's happening in Germany. The AfD party, the control the immigration party, the control civ immigration party, the ones being called the right wing extremists, are the most popular party in Germany right now. That's the first time that's happened to them. Now, again, the
Yeah,
rest of the mainstream
yeah.
parties are stepping up ideas to ban the party just because they're getting more popular. They want to ban these guys. They cannot challenge
Yeah, of
the
course.
AfD on issues. They can only ban them.
Of course, it's what they did with Trump. They knew, and they did lose on issues to Trump. Look, I talk to people every day, as you know. I'm technically now a politician, and I roll my eyes when I say that. But you know, I'm a county commissioner, and I was down at a commission meeting last night. No, I was at a meeting of one of the committees I'm on outside of our county, and a lot of people aren't necessarily happy with the president's presentation of information, how he does it, but they all support what he's doing, you know. And so, same thing in Germany. I'm sure these guys don't like the policies, and they're trying instead to go after the people. That's what they're trying to do here, right, Chris? I mean, that's what.
Well, they don't like the policies. They're going after the actual party for wrongthink.
Well,
That's the whole thing.
I mean,
The
people
German
in the party,
people, the German people have caught on to what the left's doing, and they're very upset about that.
yeah, of course.
Right.
There's an awakening that happens, and people see it, and it's like once you see it, you can't go back. It's like, oh, that's what's going on. So, speaking of disinformation, did you see that Nina Jankowicz was
I
in
heard that.
Europe? The Mary Poppins of disinformation, who is the exuder. She was in. This is on Aaron Rupert. By the way, I tweet Aaron stuff all the time. Aaron Rupert, he's a leftist. By the way, I think he pees sitting down. Anyway, on my Twitter feed, I put this up this morning about an hour ago. Nina Jankowicz talks about democracy. About we're going to lose democracy. It's like Count Floyd in Monster Horror Chiller Theater. Ooh, democracy. Oh.
That's what they all say. That's their go-to line now. The threat to democracy. Well, let's say again.
And
I'm going to ask you this: who was throwing people in jail for wrongthink? Just speaking out.
I know.
Right.
I know.
Exactly.
It's like she and the Germans, they're all on the same sheet. It's like, oh, we're trying to protect democracy by putting people in jail. Sure you are there, sweetie. Sure you are.
They're not called National Socialist.
That's democracy. That's nothing else is democracy like trying to lock up people who disagree with you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, oh man. Anyway, so she was off in speaking to the EU, speaking to to Brussels sprouts. And they're steamed, by the way. Did you know that? Steamed Brussels sprouts in Brussels?
Ooh,
They're all
I
steamed.
can see the anchor in their eyes.
Yes. There's a song about that, right? Anyway, she was at the European Parliament playing her version of Mary Poppins. I don't know if she sang or not. I would have tried to get her into a rendition of knocking on heaven's door. That would have been a good song for her. Just saying.
She destroyed that. She'd probably be singing all about that bass.
Anyway, well, this rolls right into Klaus Schwab. Isn't Klaus Schwab under investigation? Am I hearing that correct?
Klaus Schwab is in what we call deep snots right now. He it was questioned as to why this man abruptly resigned the same time that Pope Francis passed on.
I thought they were like in the same room, like Ever Braun and Hitler or something. You know,
there you go.
That's what I
That's
thought.
right.
I just thought that it's like kind of the natural outcome. But you're telling me that's not happened. That didn't happen.
Nope. Apparently, he's under investigation for financial malfeasance, taking World Economic Forum resources and using them for personal gain, including
who would have thought?
Get this, using forum funds to pay for private in-room massages at hotels.
Al Gore style. Yeah,
That's
wow.
right. I mean, could you
Al Gore
imagine?
and Bill Clinton are the masters of in-room massages.
I mean, could you
Man,
imagine
oh
how that
man.
must have even went down? Now I
No,
assume
I don't want
you
to think
must
about anything
give
going
me a
down.
massage now.
Don't use go down and Klaus Schwab in the same sentence ever again, Chris.
Oh, that's a good point.
Don't ever do that again. That'll get us banned from Rumble. There he is.
That's Klaus
There he
Schwab
is.
right there. Oh, let's go on more of this. His wife Hilde. Oh, great. Let's just this is not
Man,
destroy the
Hilde.
stereotypes here. A former forum employee scheduled token forum funded meetings in order to justify luxury holiday travel at the organization's
Yeah.
expense. Letter also raises concerns about this is from Zero Hedge, by the way, about how Klaus Schwab
Yeah.
treated female employees and how his leadership over decades allegedly allowed instances of sexual harassment and other discriminatory behavior to go unchecked in the workplace. I mean, think about this. Hey, do you want to go for a date? Schnell!
It's like Sprockets. Could you imagine older Sprockets?
Do you want to touch
Sprockets,
my monkey?
Bring it up. Yeah. Do you want to touch my monkey? There you go. There you go. It's all from the same class of God. I don't even know how to Bauhaus. Is that the style? The Bauhaus. That is the style, by the way. German style. Very basic. It's all those rigid buildings. The rigid buildings.
Yes, that's certainly better than the modernity we have now.
Do you have that? Can you bring up? Do you want to touch my monkey? Do you have that? Because it's really Klaus Schwab like.
Sure. Let's a couple more things though. Try this.
Yeah.
One.
All right.
Other allegations.
By the way, for the record, everything you just outlined really makes Klaus Schwab a guy that should be in the Democrat Party. Just saying, he could be a Democrat leader in our party.
And again, I'm all for the idea of wasting World Economic Forum funds anyway. They shouldn't have.
Yeah.
They break
some of those are our funds from USAID, Chris. That's all.
Yeah, that's the other problem. They're going to be broke. That's right. They're going to be broke from that and this misuse of funds. This is why they're investigating. Nobody cared about this until very recently after the USAID investigation.
Let me see if I can bring the
USAID. Excuse me. It's USAID. There's no aid involved.
Keep talking, Chris.
Okay, there we go. That's right. I'm saying I'm doing this with the touch my monkey here. So we're trying to find that out here, and there are plenty of these. I have to find them. Well, let's see. Let's see if I can find this out.
Keep talking.
There are a few of them. Okay. Well, anyway, Tony Shaffer said, let's go down to some of these other allegations here. I want to get into this. Other allegations include the Schwab family's use of the Villa Mundi, a luxury property bought before the pandemic. Oh, yeah, by the forum located next to the organization's headquarters in Geneva. Apparently, whistleblowers said that Hilde Schwab maintains tight control over it, and the forum paid $30 million to buy and another $20 million to renovate. Now, keep in mind, a lot of this was coming from the U.S. taxpayer. So let's just put this all in perspective. We were giving money around the world to these causes, to these people who would spend it on luxury items or.
See, look here, real quick.
That's right.
Here he is. Here's Ruben. Hey, Ruben, can you say hi?
Oh, well, yeah, Mr. Bigglesworth.
Hello,
yes,
Mr. I know. I love you too. Yes, I love you too, buddy. I love you too. Yes, he's a good guy. I've got my tactical Sphinx jack. Okay, you can go back. I gotta go put him back. Go back to bed. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, so he's not evil, just for the record.
No, cats can't be evil. Everybody likes cats.
Yeah. Except Cats the movie, which sucked. Just saying.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not a big. I mean, I like T.S. Eliot, but I'm tired of. I was kind of tired of that whole. I
had to wake him up. By the way, he and his brother Manny were sleeping, so I had to wake him up. Cats, who they sleep at odd times. So anyway, he's off. So back to. Did you find the monkey?
I'm trying to find touch my monkey somewhere along the way. I'm finding a lot of these here. Looking for an actual touch my monkey, but there's so many Dieter episodes here. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, let's get this here. I finally have a touch my monkey queued after going through all of these. There's several of these Dieter sketches here, so I have to find it and kind of pinpoint it. So let's do that. Klaus Schwab at the I guess he's trying to solicit a massage in this particular episode. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Corey, would you like to touch my monkey?
I will touch him.
Love him. Leave him in the abs, Mickey.
The poor monkey. Is that the one from Friends?
Now, was that so hard? Sit.
There's Klaus in his younger days.
How do you
Yes, with
answer
hair.
the rumors that you are a
And
silly
I think he's
bitch?
talking to Jamie Raskin, or a German version of Jamie Raskin, right? With the do-rag.
So, and people wonder why he
Right.
got under investigation. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, but this
Klaus
was nothing.
Schwab.
I'm sure they suspected this. It took a whistleblower, but apparently the WEF is looking at the idea that, oh my gosh, our finances, we have to find a way to cut some corners. And then they look into this, and it's like somebody has to do something about it. The World Economic Forum is going to be a huge casualty of the Trump administration's reforms. Let's hope so.
So the good news is, and I don't know if people fully understood what was going on. They, the World Economic Forum, were being enriched by you and me and the
Right.
Patriots. We were all paying them for the privilege of them undermining Western civilization, trying to return us to feudal mercantilism. I don't think people understand how bad that is. It's not. This is where I think there is a disconnect. And I, as a political scientist, I've always tried to educate people. It's like feudal mercantilism is essentially servitude, it's serfdom. Remember this? You remember back in about the 12th century? You remember back then? Come on, you remember?
That was one of my past lives. I do remember that.
That's
I had
right.
a hypnotist.
So
That's right.
remember, there was like an oligarch known as a king and a kingdom, and they had feudal lords, kind of little puppets below them. So that's what they wanted to return us to, essentially, on a global basis. That we all, remember, it's all there, hidden in plain sight. You will own nothing and be happy.
Yep.
That's what they mean. This is like having a little hovel outside of a castle where you tend the Lord's farm, and you may get enough food to survive, but that's it. That's where they were going with all this, just on a global level.
And let's turn it back around to every Democrat who says anybody who challenges the globalist narrative is a threat to democracy, when in fact they're truly a threat to globalism and
Nina
the globalist narrative.
Yes, Nina Jankowicz.
Let's hear us try to sing "Total Eclipse of the Heart." That's never going to happen. She doesn't have that cool voice.
No. I'm trying to think of. She's a combination of evil characters. Now, I haven't been able to put my finger on how to really describe it. But
she's the siren. The siren from Batman.
She's a brunette that's evil.
No, that's the
I don't
siren.
know who.
She was played by Joan Collins on the old Batman movies.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. And she has a
Joan
voice.
Collins had way too much style. No, Joan Collins was way too stylish.
Well, the siren herself, because she sings and lulls people and suckers them in that way. And yes, the way she did it was she sang a Mary Poppins Disney tune to millennials before to try to push her disinformation. And millennials relate to Disney. They apparently that's it. They love Disney.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're into certain things, I guess you do love Disney. By the way, did you hear that Joe Biden was invited down there? I got a sneak peek at what they're going to give him for his lifetime achievement. Yeah, here it is. The art activity thing. There you go. That's going to be Joe Biden's Lifetime Achievement Award, Active Art Can. And the can, you can use the can for other things too, right, kids? If you're incontinent.
Perfect.
It's got a dual use. It's a safety. It's a safety device. And by the way, look at those crayons. You can't look at all those little colors there. He'd have a good time with that.
Yeah,
these are all kind of Easter colored for him too. That's right.
He can hold that in one hand and the ice cream cone in the other, and there we go.
Or something else. But yes, of course, that's right.
One thing I've noticed is now that Biden's gone, media and people are again pronouncing Kiev properly. For years since Joe Biden tried to call it.
Oh, BBC had me on one time and they tried to correct me. It's like, no, I'm not playing. As a matter of fact, I've been invited on BBC something like 5 times over the past 5 days. It's like, no.
Wow.
It was one thing to do, and you know this, Chris. I used to do BBC on a regular basis, especially as I was advising the Trump campaign. I felt I was obligated to go have that pain. I have no obligation to be yelled at by people with bad teeth who have the IQ of AOC's bunions. Just saying. Just saying.
Well, think
So
about it
if
this
you're
way.
watching BBC, I'll politely continue to decline. Just saying.
But-
Don't
but
bother.
But let's look back at this. We've talked about this in the past on past programs.
Yeah.
Just that little thing where the media shifted its pronunciation from Kiev to Kyiv simply because that's what Joe Biden said was part of the grand scheme to try to make Joe Biden look like he was mentally competent. The first was the lie about his stutter. I don't know. I remember I've seen clips of him talk on the Senate floor. I've seen clips of him speak for the last three,
There
4
was no
decades.
stutter.
No
There was
stutter. I have a stutter. I have a
I've
terrible
spoken to
stutter.
the man. There's no stutter.
Right, none.
I've testified before him. There's no
Right.
stutter.
We knew he was mentally declining. It was happening from the campaign onward, and they all lied to us. And they did it. They
course.
did it simply by just adjusting what they said. So as soon as Biden said Kyiv, every mainstream media outlet was calling it Kyiv just to make him look competent.
Yeah. Kiefer Sutherland. That was he was good in this 24, by the way. So yeah.
Now the guy from Ulster, Pedro Serrano was the president in the first 24, right? Guy who
Yeah,
played
that's
Pedro
right.
Serrano from Major League.
That's right. That's
Don't
right.
drink Joe Boo's rum.
See, that's why people show up here for all the trivia and random facts we throw into the show. You know, I see everybody likes that. So it's kinda cool.
Major
Yes,
League
right.
had one of the greatest lines in movie history.
What's that?
Well, the time when there was a time when Pedro Serrano was sacrificing cigars and rum to Jobu and explaining how he prays to Jobu before every game, and then the pitcher, the star pitcher, or not the lead pitcher, the veteran, he goes, "Are you? Why don't you take the Lord Jesus Christ as your savior?" And then he goes, Jesus, good man, but he help me with curveball. He goes, so the pitcher goes, "Are you saying Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?" That was one of the best lines.
Wasn't
Because
Bob
I think he
Uecker in that?
can.
Just a little bit outside.
Yeah, like just a bit outside. But yeah, are you saying Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball? Of course he can hit a curveball. He can do anything. I mean, come on. But
do you know that who played? It's some trivia for you and the Patriots. Who played Jesus Christ Superstar? Who played Jesus?
isn't it Murray Head?
Murray Head, who also sang a great song that I love.
One Night in Bangkok. He played the lead in the movie in the
Look at
play
that!
Chess.
Look at this! Look at you got it all. Look at you're on your game this morning, Chris. That's pretty darn good. Wow.
Often considered by people a one-hit wonder, but Jesus Christ Superstar was a hit as well. And
Yeah,
Murray
I
Head,
know.
I believe Murray Head was credited. I'm not sure, but the fact is Murray Head's a great actor, by the way. He is
Yeah,
he is
yeah.
a well-known Broadway actor. Yes, he was the star. He was the star of Chess. Now you know who wrote that play and the soundtrack for that, right? The two fellows
ABBA.
from ABBA. Yeah, the two guys from ABBA.
ABBA. That's
Yeah,
right. People don't know that
ABBA.
ABBA really wrote that. Yeah, without the chicks, it was ABBA. So I guess it's the BB. They were the BB, right?
Right.
The chicks were
Yeah,
the
the BB.
A's, right? People don't understand. It's like that's their initials.
Yes,
That's their initials.
but that
No,
was them.
it's a secret. It's a secret thing. No, it's their initials. It's the initials of the people.
His brother is also a great actor, Anthony Stewart Head, who played the Watcher, the Guardian, I guess, whatever his name is, on the '90s Buffy the Vampire Slayer series.
I never watched that show, but I'll take your word for it. So that's good.
So yeah, Anthony.
I guess all the geeks used to download pictures of Sarah Michelle Gellar. I guess in the old days from that.
Sarah Michelle. I don't know. I don't know. I guess
She's not my type. You know.
Yeah. If I was a geek at the time, I'd probably be more for Allison Hannigan than Sarah Michelle Gellar on that show. But then again,
cute. She's cute. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So here we are. We're talking about.
I think. Well, I think Cherie should have played that part. So just saying, Cherie.
Yeah. That's a good possibility.
By the way, she was on Newsmax recently. Newsmax picked up on her being like a conservative, which is good.
Well, she was in fact. Yeah, they did a really nice article on her. They did this is not the first time they did an article on her. I believe they had one done on her last year as well. So this is a nice feature though on Cherie Curry, from punk rock to political rebel. Cherie Curry goes MAGA. It's available to the platinum plan, but it's
Yeah.
an article nonetheless.
See, isn't that great? Our friend Cherie. Yeah, so it's great. I was texting with her sister Marie yesterday over some of the stuff too. So, we're all friends, folks. We really are. I mean, it's hard
They
to
banned
believe.
her from Facebook, and she didn't do anything
I
wrong.
know.
They banned her from Facebook.
No, Facebook is still controlled. I mean, Zuckerberg is trying to pretend he's coming. He's not coming around. They tried to take something off I posted the other day. It was like, I don't even know what it was. It was something basic. I mean, it was just it was something about it was a violent word that would basically intone violence, but it wasn't used violent. It's like it was describing a violent act, not like encouraging it. It's like there's a difference. I'm saying, the Democrats do X. It's just they don't get it. Yeah, there it is. It's the first thing that comes up when you Google Cherie Curry, and it's one day ago. From punk rock to political rebel. You already said that. But it's good. It's a good article. Yeah. So I encourage people go check it out. Go check it out. And you got to join. You got to join Newsmax. There it is. But it's worth it. Chris will be happy we're promoting Newsmax.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. And besides,
That's
hey, we
true.
have Cherie Curry on all the time, so
Yeah.
definitely she's one
We're
of us.
circling, as I always say, we're circling the square. We're combining things together to make it work. So it's good.
Yeah.
So so I think, but again, we'll have to tell Chris we promoted he and Cherie when he gets on, if he comes on.
That's right. We have to brown nose when he gets in, so that works.
Yeah, he's my boss. I got to do that. I don't even want to hide it. It's like, it's like it is what it is, right?
Yeah. So as we're waiting for him, another piece of big news came out yesterday and I love watching Carolyn Leavitt's press conferences. It's so much better than watching Karine Jean-Pierre.
She's a badass.
Yeah, she is. She's even better than McInerney when she was there. I think that was her name, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we have Caroline Leavitt announcing this. This is the idea that student loans in default have to be repaid, and student loans have to be repaid. They're going to be resuming collections by May 5th. So there's a little bit of fair warning here. Here's what she said.
In other news, the Trump administration has announced we will put an end to Joe Biden's illegal student loan bailout attempts. No student loan has been referred to collection since March of 2020. That comes to an end. On May 5th, the Department of Education will resume involuntary collections for borrowers with defaulted federal student
Ooh, that sounds
loans.
serious.
The student loan portfolio controlled by the federal government is nearly $1.6 trillion, but fewer than 4 out of 10 borrowers are in repayment. This is unsustainable, unfair, and a huge liability for American taxpayers. Debt cannot be wiped away. It just ends up getting transferred to others. So why should Americans who didn't go to college or went to college and responsibly paid back their loans pay for the student loans of other Americans? The Trump administration will never force taxpayers to pay student loan debts that don't belong to them. Student loan borrowers need clarity, and we're finally giving it to them. Borrowers will now be clearly expected to repay their loans, and those who default on their loan obligations will face involuntary collections.
Yeah.
And that's important here because there are bigger stories behind this whole student loan issue. One of them is, why is it every kid seems to have to go to college? And then what are they going to college for? The idea is, yes, I understand we should try to help invest in young people who want to get into the STEMs or do something else.
Yeah, let me hit this a little bit.
Right.
So my oldest son, 31. He's a fireman and medic. He is a good fireman and medic. He's amazing. I'll just say Alexander. Well, he's Anthony. He goes by Tony now. I don't know why he wanted to have my name, but he does. God bless him. He is good. He's really good at what he does. And he's got basically a 2-year degree. He didn't need 4 years to figure out how to be a good medic and treat people. So I don't think that people have to be given or encouraged to go to college if there's other things they can do. Do you agree with that?
I do. And this is a mentality that was kind of ingrained in us in the 1980s. You have to go to college or else you're not going to get a good job. You have to go to college or else you're not going to succeed. You have to go to college or else you're going to be stuck doing something you don't want to do. And of course, the reality was you go out of college, it's not easy to find a job in some of the fields you want. I was in radio. I had to start very locally at first, but I wound
Right.
up using my degree. A lot of people don't use their degrees.
I use my degree. No, my degree, and just tweeted it again this morning when the Secretary of the Navy said, "F y'all, we're stopping green energy programs," which is like big thumbs up. I've got a degree in environmental studies and political science. I use them both every day. The degrees I have, I actually use every day. So, but not everybody does that because, Chris, I think some people have degrees in gender studies of gerbils and other mammalia, right?
Well,
And
this is
what do
where
you
the
use that
issue.
for?
This is where the
You
issue
use that
lies.
for Marshalls? You work at Marshalls as a checkout person
Right.
with that degree? I mean,
Well, this is where the issues lie. These colleges understand that young people can get federal loans. They can get big time federal money
big
just so
time.
they can push kids through diploma mills. This is where the
Yeah.
issue lies. These young people come out thinking they're smarter than everybody else. They have a
Yep.
generic poli-sci degree. They have a generic gender studies degree, and they think
Well,
we're going to have
look,
jobs
let me
as
stop you
activists.
there. A generic poli-sci degree is not bad if you use it for something.
What
I
I'm
knew
saying is these are from
intelligence
diploma
dogs.
mills. I'm talking
Well,
about from diploma mills.
fair enough.
What?
Fair enough.
A
But I'm
lot of
saying
schools, right?
a lot of folks went into law from political science. A lot of folks went into media from political science.
Right.
There's some guys that switched over. I do a little bit of everything. I've done everything from business to media. Here we are, media,
Well,
politics, and so it's what you use, it's what you make of it, as far as I'm concerned.
all right,
But
all right. We can push poli sci aside. I'll get that because even some people say my degree. I'm a communications major. But mine was more technical. I was a broadcast media communications major.
yeah,
So, but
right.
people say that's a fake degree. I get that because
It's not a fake
nowadays,
degree. Obviously, it's not.
but both of those
Obviously,
may have devolved. Both of those degrees may have devolved in recent years. You have people coming out with gender studies degrees, thinking they're smarter than everybody else. Ethnic studies, thinking they're smarter than everybody else, and thinking we can have a job like this. The problem is, yeah, maybe that was true in the 1990s, but there are no jobs. You can't pay anything back
right,
right now. All the people who had
right.
those jobs in the 90s still have them today. They're not gonna get out of the way for young people at this point. But the question is, a lot of politicians will tell you on the left side, but you're investing in young people. You have to let them go because they're not able to find jobs. We're trying to invest in them for the future. Oh, fine. I'll
Yeah,
invest in
right.
doctors. I'll invest in
Well, I mean, look,
scientists, but not lawyers.
I want to hit this real quick. Greg Ginger says her political science degree was kind of BS. Like, I don't know what school you went to. My political science degree saw me doing work as a intern at the city of Kettering in an internship,
Well,
working with the city as a city planner, which helped both my environmental studies degree and my political science degree. I was an intern. I was working at the city of Kettering for like a half a year as part of my education. Also, let me finish. I'm not done.
all right.
Political science. I went to Des Moines University. I'm looking at the thing right now. I'll pull it off the wall here in a second. We went to Des Moines, Iowa in February of 1986. I'm showing my age. And we went to Des Moines, Iowa, to Drake University, and we beat Northwestern University in the National Mock Trial Championship in front of the Iowa Supreme Court. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what other people did for political science. My political science degree prepared me very well for the
All right.
challenges I was going to be facing. So
I
keep
have
talking.
a feeling there's a big difference between your political science degree, Tony, from the from our era, if you will, than the political science degrees you see today. College has become less of an educational,
Hey,
or
look at
many
that. Look at
colleges
that.
become less
See?
many colleges have become
Birthplace.
less educational institutions, and they become
Birthplace. That's
indoctrination
right.
institutions, Tony. And the
Yeah.
idea is political science majors now, I guess I can't put them all on one brush, but a lot of these diploma mill colleges and a lot of these very far left colleges, they're being indoctrinated instead of taught these things.
Hey,
Yeah,
look at this. Look at this. Here, look. There's
right.
there's Raymond Burr. Would you
Okay.
like some cookies?
Yeah.
Put it on the center screen. Put it on the center screen. Come on, put it. No, let me get. There we go. See, there it is. There's Raymond Burr. So Perry Mason, by the way. Yes. Anyway,
Yeah.
we won this We beat Northwestern University. Shout out to my Wright State University alums. Just saying. I guess if you actually do the work for the degree, maybe it pays off. I don't know. What do you think, Chris?
No, well, that's what I was saying here. While you were getting all of this stuff. So yesterday, our era, maybe these degrees were worth a lot more. Today, you're seeing a lot of these social media content creators from college with the purple hair and the nose rings, bragging about their poli-sci degree when they come out of institutions not of education but of indoctrination. So basically, you're being fed a left wing ideology instead of taught real political science. And like you said, how to build or go into city planning. Yes, I get that. I understand all of that. But the argument really is nowadays, how useful are some of these college degrees that may have been used in the past, and how useful are these gender studies degrees that people come out of? And now the American taxpayer, many of whom have not gone to college or have paid off their student loans, are footing the bill for these people who went to college 6-7 years, drank a lot, and come out like this.
Well, let me hit that too.
I'm trying to get Chris on the camera, by the way.
Yeah, the Army paid for my college, so not only was I doing things useful with the degree, the Army paid for it. And oh, by the way, I had to go deploy and chase terrorists. Which for those who read Dark Heart, you'll hear some of the stories about my early days doing chasing terrorists. So just saying, that's a story for a different day. Anyway, hopefully Chris will be here in a second so we can.
Yeah, we have him. We're trying to get the camera straight here. There he is. Okay, Chris Ruddy.
Hey, good morning,
welcome.
Chris.
Henry's
Hi.
Welcome. Hey. Oh,
I'm just trying to see what
hey, Chris. Good morning.
There we go. Much better.
Okay, you see me?
Good morning, Chris.
I
We're
see
here.
you.
I'll just put you in the holder here.
We'll get that rolling. Okay. Yeah, the camera was on, it was off. It's all good. These things
Hey,
happen.
Chris.
There it is.
Live
There
TV.
it
Morning.
is.
All good.
Good morning.
There it is.
There we go.
There he
Welcome,
goes.
Chris Ruddy.
Greetings. Greetings
Welcome
from
to my
Florida.
world when the network calls. That's right. Welcome.
Oh, and by the way, thank you for that great article on our friend Sherry Curry.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Yeah, we were just touting that. You got to be a member. You got to be a member. Join Newsmax Platinum. You got to do that. There it is.
Oh.
That's right. So
Well,
our friend
Newsmax
Sherry
Platinum
Curry.
is tremendous. It's one of the best
Yes.
things online. Newsmax.com and hit the platinum button.
Yep, I got it. You get it. And Chris. So Chris, first off, congratulations for a brilliant rollout. I mean, I'm not saying this because you're my boss, but I'm saying it because, man, oh man, it was just flawless. And everybody who was there, I couldn't make it. I was tied up doing Pentagon stuff, but everybody was there, loved it. And what was it like to be up there and know that you, after working your butt off for I don't know how many years you've been pushing this, what was it like to be up there to ring the bell?
It was surreal, I would say surreal.
Yeah, I
almost
can
looked like
imagine.
a fantasy. But ringing the New York Stock Exchange. So March
Wow.
31st, Newsmax became a public company. We're now listed, trading under the symbol NMAX, NMAX, and getting tremendous response. And the stock market's been tanking for the past, almost from the day we went public, but we've been going up. We're up over 100%.
Yep.
So we're very excited. And you remember before this, Tony, I was on your show, others. We went out, we said, hey, we're going to raise $300 million. We're going to raise $225 million, the pre, and then $75 million at the IPO. We did that. We did the IPO raise in 3 days. We raised $75 million.
Amazing.
So, and then now we're a public company. People can buy shares. And we don't have a lot of institutional support. We're not looking for that. Wall Street's not going to embrace Newsmax because we represent American values and we're independent. And so we want thousands of shareholders, and I want people across the country. I tell people, if you believe in what we're doing, you can call your stockbroker. We have a webpage called newsmaxinvest.com, and we have all our stock information, SEC filings, which people should read, and all of that. But it's really about joining our news revolution. We have 34 million people, according to Nielsen, watch Newsmax in Q1. That was up 50%. Tony, Chris, you guys have been around media for a long time. You're talking about college degrees going back. This doesn't happen by nature. 12 million more people suddenly tuning in. It's a movement.
No,
It's a movement, and we're seeing it. Reuters Institute came out in a study. There's 12 top U.S. news brands. Newsmax is one of them, and we did it with some money, but relatively little money compared to anyone else.
Yeah.
So it's a people movement.
Well, so it's so funny because I live here in North Carolina, and I was at a meeting for the regional health thing, and it's amazing, Chris. I'll walk in, and it's like, oh my God, you're the Newsmax guy. It's like, yeah, and people are paying attention, and I think to your point, people are fed up being told what to think, and I know I was on yesterday with John Huddy. Full disclosure, John and I are friends, but Chris, you have to admit, John has been putting his ass in the line of fire to do amazing reporting. He puts that reporting out there so we can comment and tell people what's really going on. Other networks just aren't doing that right now. Am I wrong?
John goes right out to the front lines. He did in Ukraine.
Yeah.
He did it in Israel. He's a very tough guy, courageous guy, and a good reporter, getting the information to the public, which we try to do.
Yeah.
We saw the whole thing. The rise of Newsmax really is about the demise of the media. I have a new saying: they lied and they died. They lied and they died. The media lost the credibility of the American people. They lied and died. And the Media Research Center study showed 90% of the press reports about President Trump were negative in the last election. 80% of the press reports about Kamala Harris were positive. Tell me how this is balanced. Tell me how this is fair. Tell me how this is neutral journalism. All this garbage you get out of the journalism schools, it's all a lot of baloney. It's a lot of baloney. They go in there and they have a point of view, and they've turned that point of view into pure propaganda. The public said, we're tired of this nonsense. Trump won. He won not only the popular vote by a big number, he won the Electoral College by a landslide. He won every swing state.
And that's important. We lost Chris, but that's another thing. Another degree that used to be worth something that may not be worth something today. The journalism degree. I actually minored in journalism because I was an aspiring broadcast journalist at the time. So let's go back to this, Tony. And when Chris comes back, I want to discuss this. I was a young up and coming DJ / producer / talk radio host back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
And I remember Newsmax when it was just a website. It was also doing something.
There's Chris. Hey, he's back.
Can't hear
Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris, can you hear us?
Oh, now I can hear you guys.
Yeah, we got you back.
There we go.
Thank
you.
So, Chris, so one of the things I wanted to add to the discussion is the Pentagon. So our friend Logan Raddick, Logan now occupies the space formerly occupied, to your point, of CNN. They lied, they died, and now we've got their space. So what do you think about us having the old CNN space at the Pentagon?
Well, again, it's the demise of the old media, and they're not being taken seriously. If they only want to represent a small fraction of the country that represents Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and AOC, be my guest. They can't even make it, and they have to get funding from NPR to fund their radio because they just don't have a product the public wants. And it's the big media companies, obviously, and the big Madison Avenue advertising firms that are keeping these guys low ratings. I can show you that, Fox dominates in ratings, and, most of the advertising that's for brands goes to CNN and MSNBC. Nobody's watching.
Yeah.
So it's a scary situation. Newsmax is rising, but, it's a battle. And they don't want us. There's these liberal NewsGuard things, censorship programs like GDI and NewsGuard run by Democrats that are trying to block conservative organizations, including yours, from getting advertising. It's a real problem. So, we're succeeding despite these headwinds.
Well, part of this, though, is that Roger Ailes, just let me say it, Roger Ailes knew how to build an audience. His job was, and he was successful at it, building a little evidence. I would argue, and I'm not saying this because, again, you're here. I'm saying it because I've talked about this before I even worked for you. Fox is not Fox. Catherine Herridge left. Our friend Catherine was on there. Half of the folks that you bring over now are former Fox folks, the better Fox folks. Fox ain't Fox. Fox is CNN Light. Fox now is what CNN was in 1998, 1999. Would you agree with me on that?
Well, Fox is changing. I don't know if I'd compare it exactly to that, but it does seem like it's ready to. It's declining as a respected conservative source for sure. And President Trump is criticized. He says it's not the same Fox. He's urged people to watch News America, Newsmax, and other Newsmax, OAN, and other cable news outlets that are conservative. He says he loves our hosts, Greg Kelly and Rob Schmidt and Greta and Rob Finnerty. So, I think our job is to tell the news. And when Fox went out and opposed President Trump in 2016, they opposed him in the 2020 election, they opposed him in 2024. You have to question yourself, what's going on? We don't get
Paul
involved
Ryan is
in
what's going on. Paul Ryan, who hates
There
the
you go.
president. Come on, we know, Chris.
He's
We
too
know.
busy lifting things up and putting them down.
Yeah.
Well, there's certainly, people say, well, what's the difference between Newsmax and Fox? I say, just look at us. It doesn't cost you anything. You have cable to watch us or look us on streaming on our N2 channel or go online. Chris just had our website up there. You see the types of stories. Look at our website, newsmax.com right now, compared to the website Fox News. You'll see what we're about is a lot different than what they're about.
Oh, yeah.
And God bless them. Let them be successful. Let them do their own thing. But we have a mission here in America to provide the American people with the news and information they need to make informed decisions and to strengthen our freedoms. And
Yeah.
we're going to do that every single day. And everybody in Newsmax is attuned to that mission.
Well, I think, Chris, that's one of the key things is that people see us as real people. They see you as real. You've come on the show a couple of times. You've talked about this. I think people feel that we're part of them. Back in the 60s and 70s, people used to identify with people, with shows. I think the one thing you're doing better than anyone else is you're bringing back that connection between audience. Heck, we're right now talking with patriots who are going through and talking about all the different personalities they love on Newsmax. People are paying attention. I think it's that connection that's so important, that people feel that we're going to talk to them like we're at a bar having a drink with them, and people appreciate having that level of honesty. Do you think that's a part of it?
I think it's absolutely. I don't go on a lot, Newsmax, but I was talking about our IPO and everything, and I'm amazed. I'll go through Penn Station in New York, and people say, I know who you are. And it's, interesting people that usually come up. It's not somebody you think that's from the suburbs,
Yeah.
I was on an airplane coming back after IPO. 3 people in the plane wanted a photograph, knew who I was, knew about Newsmax. Other people started lighting up Newsmax. So we're watched by, when you get 34 million people, that's a lot of people tuning in. And really, like a show like when you add in our Newsmax 1 channel with our Newsmax 2 channel, so our main cable with the streaming Newsmax 2, which is on the free platforms like Samsung and Roku and all of that, we're well over CNN's ratings. We're well over CNN. And then you add our social media, we have 20 million followers. You add our other platforms, we say we reach easily 40 million people regularly. And it's a big number. In the old days, Time Magazine and Newsweek, if they reach 1 million subscribers a week, they say, oh, they're powerhouses. In Newsmax, you were mentioning the success. Like if we were a liberal outlet, they'd be talking all over about how incredible we are. That we went against all of the media and all of the challenges and had very little money. And yet we have succeeded and have a very successful business that is a major player in the American scene right now. So it's not me and it's not our hosts. Ultimately, it's the viewers. And they're voting with their remote controls, their downloads. They're downloading the Newsmax app and starting to watch us. They can do that for free anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
it's an amazing phenomenon we're seeing. And I have a new saying. I got it in a radio show I was doing recently. We're all for all. We're on all platforms for all Americans, for all people. And you can go in. We're just omnipresent, like one of the characteristics of God, right? Omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. Well, we're omnipresent for sure.
Yeah. And we're also just yesterday you guys announced about DomRep. We have a partnership in DomRep now. We're going international.
Dominican Republic, yeah, Super
Yeah.
Canal. We're on their one of their main TV channels is broadcasting us, and we're dubbing with AI technology in Spanish.
That's amazing.
So that's an important thing we're doing, opening up the Spanish market. I have another interview that's lined up too, so I'm sorry to give you guys that I have to leave a little early.
Oh, it's okay, Chris. Well, God bless you, Chris. Thank you. Look, every day I thank you for the privilege of working for you. It's
Tony, we really appreciate you, and we think
love
you're one
being
of the
on.
best people on TV. I don't know, Chris trained you,
sir.
but
He did.
Well,
Everything I know is from Chris.
and
Oh,
take
thank
a
you,
look
Chris.
at Newsmax stock, NMAX, on the New York Stock Exchange. Go to newsmaxinvest.com, find out what we're doing. We want you to join us.
Yep.
thank
Thanks,
you very
Chris.
much for being with
We'll
us.
see you
Chris.
soon.
Thank you. I look forward
Yeah.
to coming back.
Excellent.
Yes, sir. So, and look, I'm just saying, the product sells itself. I mean, man, oh man, and yeah, look, I don't own stock. I now own Newsmax stock. Just saying. So, Newsmax should hire Chris. Well, yes, we're working on that. We're working on that. Trust
That
me.
would be nice. I think we could pull off some good things
We
here.
are
They should
working
hire
right
Tony
now. What I was going to say with Chris on, but I don't think you'll mind me talking about it. I had a call with Elliot Jacobson, Chief of Operations. We're looking at how to expand some things. I can't guarantee anything, but we're talking.
And this
The
is
network is
expanding
going to
things.
expand out, and it's not going to expand out like Jerry Nadler. Not that way. Not the fat spreading ass.
Or
spread
Lubin
out.
Tubin.
Now we're not going to do that. We're going to expand out, in a positive way, like spring and flowers and unicorns and rainbows. That's where we're going. So anyway, but it was great to have Chris on. And Chris is and by the way, he's a good boss. I mean, I would, y'all know me pretty well. If it was a bad environment, you'd know by what I'm not saying. But it's Chris is a great guy. I've known Chris a long time. I don't know if you know this, they tried to hire me back about 15 years ago, and I said no. And I wasn't working for Fox officially. It's like, yeah, no, I didn't feel the timing was right, but the timing is right now. So
Of course, and it's all working together here on both channels. And I do want to say Newsmax has expanded since day one. I was trying to tell you before.
Soros is not going to buy controlling interest in.
No, it's not going to happen. And neither are those little brats that the Murdoch brats either. So let's. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen.
I didn't ask because he didn't give me the shot to ask.
Right.
And plus, we're not going to sell out to Soros. I mean,
yeah.
Seriously. I mean, Fox. I don't know if you all noticed that, and I brought that up, and maybe Chris didn't want to get into it, but Fox News is now controlled by Rupert Murdoch's kids, who are close friends with the Soros group. Just saying.
Right. They're the spoiled liberal kids. That's who they are. You can say it. The spoiled liberal kids of Murdoch. They're making it CNN late, like you said, and that's what's going on.
Chris is right. The moment I got my stock, I saw it go straight up. And it's still going straight up because even despite all the markets, look, if you see me leave Newsmax, maybe it's a bad sign. I don't know. Right now, I have no plans. We're doing well. The team we have, I like the team I'm on. Blaine Holt and I are on all the time. John Huddy, I was on with John yesterday. We know each other. See, when we talk, we know each other. It's not like I'm going to get on and I'll talk to some guy that I talk. No. John and I will text. So when you see the news, you know that we're working together to not only deliver context properly, we're trying to do it in such a way that we get every detail right. So you're not going to get that CNN thing. What do they do with that? Man, they're always like making up crap and lying. You're not going to get that. Well, if we have a liberal on, maybe that'll happen. Yes, I know those who watch who watch the Right Squad. Jason, they hate Jason. Jason makes stuff up. He does. But that's a different story. So
yeah, that'll be handled in the future, I suppose. Look,
Yeah.
as I said, Newsmax for a long time has been doing something that nobody else was doing. When I was a young radio guy, I used Newsmax as a source when it was just a website. I used to bring in great guests with like James Herzin and people like that from the very beginning, and they just didn't stop expanding. So now this is the fruition of what the dream was back in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's become a
So
force.
yeah, it's all good. So yeah, don't worry about Soros. Soros has got his own problems. Alex Soros, George Soros, they're going to be helping Klaus Schwab stay out of jail. That's what they're going to be doing. Just saying. I think that's what their focus is going to be.
I don't know. Maybe for them, Klaus Schwab is a little bit of competition. Let's say there might be a little rivalry between the two, and the Soroses will take the control of the World Economic Forum. They'll bring in and send John Kerry around in private jets to lecture us about the environment. How about that?
Old Boltnick. Do you have a picture of old Boltnick? People always like seeing him. You know, something about an old guy that has somehow been bolted back together.
Right.
But yeah, I think they want to bring back, because the Navy just dumped their green program, and seeing how John Kerry used to be Navy, wasn't he? Wasn't he a Navy guy?
Yes.
Boat.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
a swift boater. He had I wonder what it looked like to be in Vietnam, to have that captain. There he is. There's John. Good morning, John. There he is. That's when he got startled when people put a gerbil in his dressing room. So he didn't know what to do with it, but he figured it out. So
Well, that's gotta hurt.
that's gotta hurt.
That's
So
all I can say.
Can you imagine? Can the Patriots? Can you imagine John in Vietnam with that cute little Judge Smells white captain's hat? On his being yachty. Can you be yachty on a swift boat? I guess you can, right?
I think you can. Hey,
Yeah.
Before we close out, I want to play this for you. This is a stereotype Democrat from Michigan.
Okay.
Screeching
Yeah,
and
let's do
yelling
this. I saw this
on
this
the
morning.
floor. Yeah, this is absolutely hilarious. I
Yeah.
want to give this to us before we all go here.
I yield the gentlelady 30 additional seconds.
Listen to
The
her.
gentlewoman is recognized for an additional 30 seconds.
Cause of their servitude, sharing in the perfection with those who have not come before you. Similar times of trying medical need, wars and flus past.
What's she
You
talking
will
about?
see darkness, you will be pushed, and our society needs you to stand together at this time. Our country loves you. To our doctors and our nurses, I wear these latex
The gentlelady's time has expired. The gentleman from Maryland is reserved. The gentleman from Texas is recognized. The gentleman from Texas is now recognized. The gentlelady from Michigan is out of order.
We can still hear her even though the mic was cut. Oh my God. What was somebody pulling her
Wow.
hair before?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, I don't. And so the funny thing is, nobody knows what she just said. Everybody's just going to recognize it was another tantrum by the Democrats. So it's like, man, oh man.
Well, think
So,
about it this way, Tony. And I just want to throw this right at you. I know we have to go, but this is the direct product of not having a good leadership. Back in the day, people like Bob Kerry and the leaders would sit these screechers in a smoke-filled room and tell them, no, you cannot do this. That's it. You're going to make us look bad, and you're going to make us look crazy. You cannot do that.
it's like they've given everybody who used to ride the short school bus power, the Democrat Party. And it's like, no adult leadership. Literally none. Zero. Not a thing. So, all righty. Well, it's been a great show. I appreciate Chris. Great job. Great organization. Thanks again for getting Chris on. Chris Ruddy, CEO of Newsmax. It's always good to have. And by the way, how many other CEOs do you know who come on media and just have a conversation? Seriously. Would you see the guy from MSNBC, CNN, Fox? Could you see Paul Ryan coming on? No.
Paul Ryan.
No.
Well, unless he wants to talk to you about his dumbbell routine. There we go.
Yeah. So Paul Ryan, He looks like Eddie Munster, by the way. Speaking of,
Yeah, I was going to
of
say he has that. He could use a better haircut.
I every time I see him, I hear the theme from the Munsters going through my head. You know,
And this is no joke. He does look a lot like Eddie Munster.
He does.
Or he looks a lot like Pete Buttigieg and Eddie Munster crossed together. I think that's what it is.
That's evil. There he is. There's Paul Ryan, on the board of Fox News. We should have done this with Chris on. We would have got Chris to crack up. I'm sure we did. It's like, remember Paul Ryan there? Woo! Oh my God, what the hell is that? Is that the girl that was just speaking in Congress?
Yep. And of course, what would a day without Kathy Hochul?
Kathy Hochul. There's the governor when she was in Plan 9 from outer space. By the way, that's her goal, by the way, to turn the people of New York into zombies as they were in Plan 9 from outer space.
Well, I think
Plan 9 from Albany at this point.
Of us here,
Plan 9 from Albany. That's right. So
awful.
We got to go. We'll see you all Monday. We appreciate you all being here. It's been a good week, a great week, and it's a great way to cap off our 3 days with Chris. Check out Newsmax. Check out what we're doing. We do our best to tell the truth. It's not always easy because there's political pressures, if you know what I mean. At times there will always be, you know. But we have a good time, and obviously they supported did a shout out to our friend Cherie Curry, which is great. So we'll be doing that. So anyway, Patriots, and we love you all in the chat. I guess we'll be back Monday, right?
Yes, we are, and we like Mondays, unlike the Boomtown Rats.
Yes, and speaking of rats, we will not be showing Eddie Munster or Peter Buttigieg on Monday.
Or Adam Schiff.
So they'll be showing themselves over the weekend on CNN, I'm sure. So That's okay. All right. Well, until then, keep being patriotic. We'll see you soon.